Hi, this is Draffet Store, and this week is UFOs. I won't be talking so much about the conspiracies like Roswell and whether or not Area 51 and Roswell have actual alien craft and dissected aliens, vivisected, whatever the term you want to use, aliens down there. This will be mostly on sightings and what I believe on them. Now, do I believe in aliens? Yes. Do I believe that UFOs, as in flying saucers, flying craft of alien origin could exist? Yes. Do I believe that they actually are? It's hard to say. Because I do believe in aliens or alien life. I just find it hard to believe that there's intelligent enough, that if there is intelligent enough life out there, that it isn't exactly the same way we are, and has only gone far as its closest satellite. Now that said, that does not necessarily mean that it hasn't happened, because I can regurgitate like this one story that I heard on a news program back in '98 about a gentleman who swears up and down that during the '60s he was abducted for a few weeks at a time, and each time he came back, his intelligence increased. Then and it's always at a specific, like 12, I want to say 10 to 12 years or so, that he's, every 10 to 12 years that he, according to the story, that he was abducted. And he can even pinpoint at the last abduction where the alien crafts were, and that the United States government actually kind of knew what they were and where they were, and just didn't say anything. Whether or not it's true, I don't know. Do I believe in flying objects? Yes. Actually, probably I've seen I've had two different experiences with seeing them. First, I was 9. I saw a craft. We'll just say a craft. That my perspective, I did not see wings. I didn't see the classic shape of an airplane, whether it was an F-15 or a Cessna or Boeing. It was actually too close to be the bigger ones and made almost zero to no sound. Now, after this weekend that I spent close to one of the military the only military base that is still semi-open. I mean, it's not technically open, but there is activity on there from the Coast Guard, and A-10s get flown off there quite a bit. That watching the A-10s do their flights, it could have been me personally not knowing when the A-10s were actually first put into production. It could have been an A-10, one of the first A-10s. But the second sighting was like a light on a helicopter. But where the light was, this was last February. When I mean last February, I mean 2011. It was roughly about 6 or 7 o'clock at night, and overcast with drizzle. the area that the light was at, I have personally lived in that area for most of my life, so I know in the skyline what's there and what's not. So there's no towers with lights where I was looking at. It was low enough to be a helicopter, but it stayed in the same spot for roughly 10 minutes before it disappeared. Like I said, overcast clouds. If it was a helicopter that was higher up, we wouldn't have seen it at all. And the said light disappeared within about 10 seconds of us losing visibility to it. Now what I mean by that is we saw it, we made a left-hand turn, corner of a building obstructed our view. The minute we turned, I looked all directions and it was gone. I mean, after 10 minutes it was just simply gone. Okay. There was no outline of like, oh wait a minute, it's a helicopter, I see the light. There was nothing in the clouds where it was at. It just disappeared. Now, I'm not the only member of my family that's been seeing things like this. My father's seen a few things at night on bike rides back from meetings he goes to or used to go to in the area we were in. And actually had some kind of aircraft follow him for about a mile. Now, do I believe that? Now, with all the other sightings worldwide, does this, take away from my disbelief, that it could be alien life? It could be just about anything. It could be military, U.S. or otherwise. They've created some kind of aircraft that is quiet, fast, and stealthy. But there's been sightings by U.S. military since the 60s or better. There's cases, of mass sightings where it used to be, individual sightings, but mass sightings over cities in the last at least 10 years. Then you have all the abductions, which I don't lead credits to a lot of them, but when you have someone that actually have video footage, I mean, it's like years old, it's hard not to. And then you have the case of people that have found pieces of metal or elements embedded in their skin that they have no idea how they got it there. And it does not, after being tested, does not rate on anywhere on our elemental scale. So it's unknown. In one of the actual sightings that I was talking about with video was actually a movie called The Fourth Kind by Mila Jovovich, which actually incorporated the real video footage of well, actually it purports to be based on actual events occurring in Nome, Alaska in 2000. Now, here's the thing. I can understand this area being targeted because it is far out there, not as easy to access by military, and it's close to the atmosphere. Being up so close. What I mean by that is being so close to the North Pole. It's science stuff that I'm not good with. We'll just put it that way. And I mean there's other And, you know, events like this, abductions that have been, you know, they've got plenty of television shows, from sightings to I'm trying to remember Leonard Nimoy show, but, you know, for the most part, uh, I do believe that there's a possibility that we have been visited. Do I think wholeheartedly that it is? It's hard for me to say with actually visibly seeing the evidence, and then I have to be skeptical because of the time period we're in, where any video footage can be doctored by some guy in his computer at home, and, you know, add little pixelated lights or whatever to make it seem that it's real. And, you know, people lie. It's just that, you know, byproduct of being human. Now, with that, next week, this is actually going to be short compared to last week's. I really don't have anything in mind. For it, but like I said, I'll probably play by ear and do something similar to it. The last few weeks with conspiracies and, you know, the such. And then next month, like I said, it's all going to be Halloween stuff. Vampires, werewolves, and ghosts. So, this is Draffet Store. Have fun.